good, the bad, and the odd. They seem to talk about everything.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Mike and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hey.
So today we're doing a bit of a special. We're doing our game special, aren't we? Because it's been E3 this week or so. So all the various announcements about video games, platforms, this, that, and the other have been coming out this week. And you're kind of the correspondent on that because I haven't really been following it.
I've watched all the shows live, even though some of them have been at like 4 a.m. So
wow, you were really keen then.
It's American time, so yeah.
Yeah, wow. I haven't got anything to say about E3 apart from commenting on what you're going to say. But I have been playing a few games. One in particular has come up very recently, so I've got at least one recent game to talk about and a few others too. But I've been trying, so I thought I'd bring something to the table, but it's just going to be games. You know what I think of certain games. Anyway, okay, do you want to start off? How do you want to do this? Just talk about them in turn, or
I can talk about the individual announcement shows. So like you start with EA, where they announced their usual repertoire of Battlefield, FIFA, and such. They also announced new stuff for their Star Wars Battlefront 2, including. I didn't know about this, but apparently it's been around for a while. An infection mode, which is like an infection mode is usually there's one person on one team and the rest of the players on the other, and the larger team slowly gets picked off by the one player.
And does the ones that get picked off join the other team?
Usually, or it can be like balanced teams and ones being picked off.
Okay.
Now, the way they've done this with Star Wars is Stormtroopers and Ewoks.
How bizarre.
And get this, the Ewoks are the hunters.
That is nuts. That sounds like it could be fun, or it could be
trailer is insane. It's framed like Alien, but it's like you hear like skittering and scuttling, and like there's these stormtroopers panicking, and they spin round and like it's lit up, and there's just Ewoks all over the trees.
I'm kind of picturing
it's really funny.
Stormtroopers squealing like little girls because they're frightened.
Well, it just ends with Ewoks jumping at the screen.
Oh wow, scary Ewoks.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but I do kind of want to get it now, especially because they've announced they've also like dropped all of the microtransaction stuff, which is especially good. Because the problem was that they had like these loot box systems where if you paid more money for the loot boxes, you would become unabashedly better at the game. Your guns would become stronger. Your ships would become faster, that sort of thing.
Which is just aggravating. Right.
Yeah, you'd just be stronger. Yeah. Now they've taken all that out, so I'm kind of like, I kind of want to give it a go now.
Yeah, no, I've always resisted Battlefront because it's pretty much multiplayer only, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, Battlefront 2 has a story mode.
Yeah.
Which apparently ties in with a lot of the more recent novels because it centers around the Battle of Jakku.
Okay, cool. All right. Tell us, I mean, I've only got a few things, so do you want to give us another one?
Yeah, okay, so EA announced a new Command and Conquer game.
Oh, I heard about this. Is it the one on the phone?
It's mobile. I'm annoyed.
Why?
Because A, doesn't look good, and B, from what I've seen of the actual... Well, they did a really stupid live performance of playing the game, which normally you can do like 2 setups, so like you can have like flashing lights or something. This one, they did 2 guys sitting on like wheelie office chairs sitting with their phones. It was not impressive and really annoyed me. Plus I like the old ones, so
yeah.
Anthem looks pretty good. Their new like RPG from BioWare, who did Mass Effect.
I haven't seen this. What is it? A first-person shooter, or what is it?
It's a third-person shooter that's kind of got multiplayer elements. It's a bit Destiny-ish, but you can apparently have as much or as little online participation as you feel as you want. Really, you star as a character in these like robot suits, and you go out and fight the Horner. We know nothing about the story so far, so unfortunately, there's that. And that's kind of it. They announced a few good-looking indie games, but that's it for EA.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's jump into some of mine. I'm going to talk about the one that actually is the new game. First off, the rest of my stuff is kind of old in a kind of way. But I still think it's worth talking about. The game I played through, and I did play through the whole game, was something that's come out with Far Cry Season Pass, and it's basically Far Cry in the Vietnam War. And it's called Hours of Darkness. It came out about a week ago. I've played it through. It's apparently some people were saying if you just go for the final mission, just run through the thing and not playing all the sides and that, it can take 20 minutes, which I kind of find hard to believe because the very last mission seemed to be about 20 minutes. So I don't know how you could possibly get across the board or, go through the jungle and get there and do it all in 20 minutes. But maybe you could. But it took me about 4.5 hours. And essentially, you crash in a helicopter. You got three colleagues, three fellow soldiers who've been taken prisoner, and they're in different places on the map. And you can leave them, but you can choose to go rescue them, which I did. But when you rescue them, they then become, troops on your side, so you got more firepower. And some of the missions are stuff like taking out a commander, taking out a gunnery thing so that you can order in strikes. Oh, yeah, you can order strikes. So you can target a group of men and sort of order an airstrike, and they get completely flattened. And it was weird, really, because Vietnam, we don't associate with fun, do we? No, well, fun maybe not the right word.
It's
a bit close. It feels a bit close.
Good war.
Yeah, it's not a
which
good
is
war.
an oxymoron, really. There was no villain.
Yeah. It's not like... I mean, I have to say, when I've played Call of Duty and stuff like that, my favourite mode is World War II. Because at least the villains are very clear in World War II, and Sniper Elite and stuff like that. It all works for me, that does. But Vietnam War just feels a bit odd, but you kind of get used to it. It's a fairly serious take. Far Cry's kind of a fun, running through the jungle and taking out obvious villains and fighting animals and all that business. How Hours of Darkness is a lot of jungle, not many animals. You don't have that as a dynamic much, and not many plants either. You can gather plants, but they are just a yellow plant. And if you get 3 of them, you get a medic. You get a revival thing and stuff like that. But yeah, it was quite a good add-on. There are 2 more coming out. One set on Mars.
Sounds good.
Which sounds a bit like Far Cry Blood Dragon to me. I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit like that. But there's also one where you're, dispatching zombies, which sounds a bit like they kind of did Dead Island. But we'll see, right? Until it comes out, I can't tell. So I've got those to come. But Hours of Darkness was pretty good. I'm kind of glad I got the season pass. I feel like I got my money's worth, and I will enjoy playing it again. And I've got a bit more Far Cry 5 news as well, but I'll lose that for when I'm going to talk again. Anyway, tell us about another one.
Okay, so next, actually going off of your shooting Nazis comment, I think I've got to talk about the Bethesda show. Where they announced, it got leaked quite a while ago, and Bethesda kind of rolled with it. They put out a trailer for Rage 2. Remember Rage?
Yeah, I remember Rage. Yeah. It was sold as like a version of Doom before Doom came back out, right? Or something like that, wasn't it?
Now they're kind of pitching it more as Borderlands. So
it did feel a bit Borderlandsy, but you know, no one out Borderlands though. That's the trouble.
now it's all neon colours and like that sort of thing. Lots of like goofy humor. Yeah. So they also announced and the next Wolfenstein, the next Doom, and the next Fallout games, and they put a teaser out for Elder Scrolls 6. So Wolfenstein was pretty funny because they kept saying fuck Nazis and fuck Hitler all throughout. They just said, we just want better ways so that you can shoot the fuck out of Nazis and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't mind Wolfenstein.
And the ending comment of those guys was just like, good night and fuck Hitler.
Yeah.
Just walked off. And I'm like, of course the Americans on Twitter are like, oh, why are you making this a political thing? So
well, you're joking. You're joking.
Yeah.
So, talking about Nazis is a political thing. Well, I suppose it is, but, I think we can all happily talk about Nazis. And they're bad people, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
So that'd be Wolfenstein 3, in effect, of the new Wolfenstein.
It's called Wolfenstein Youngblood. And there's slight spoilers for what happens in Wolfenstein 2. But you play as BJ's twin daughters in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
Twin daughters? How's that going to work? Do you swap perspectives?
It can be 2-player, apparently.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
They also announced Fallout 76, which actually it looks amazing. They've said that it's...
This is the big one for me in terms of what I've seen in the news. So tell us about Fallout 76.
Okay, so...
Why is it called 76 for a start?
Because your character went into the vault in 2076, which is a year before the bombs all dropped.
Right.
So they don't know that the Fallout universe has happened, and they've only been in the vault for 25 years, whereas the rest of the characters, they're either born in the vault or have been in there for hundreds, under some sort of cryogenics sort of thing.
All right.
And it's 4 times the size of Fallout 4, which was already immensely large.
So that's going to be hundreds of hours of gameplay?
Yeah.
Maybe?
And it's online. You can play with friends.
Sweet. That's pretty sweet. Right? Does Fallout... But Fallout did that before, right?
No, never done that before.
That's weird. I could have... I've never been a fan of Fallout, so I've only played it a bit, so I might be misremembering. I thought there was...
There's apparently a lot of base building in this one, so you build your own things in the middle of nowhere. And they've said that other players can wander in. But they don't keep it on a specific server, so you're not always with the same people. It rotates the area around your base out every so often, so you get new people.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. So is that one you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I'll tell you what, we got a little bit of feedback. I want to intersperse a little bit of it into the show.
Just before you do this,
go on.
The one bit of Fallout news that I think you'll like, Fallout Shelter is coming to PS4.
I've got Fallout Shelter on the Xbox One already, so I'm already covered with it. And also, I have to say, Fallout Shelter is a pretty damn good iPad game.
Yeah.
I think it's also on a phone, right?
Yeah, I play it on my phone still.
It is a fun game, Fallout Shelter. Like I said last time we talked about it, Fallout Shelter is my favourite Fallout game. Okay. Well, we got a little feedback. So I asked for, I said we were going to be covering E3 and games. Got anyone comments about that? And the first comment came Anthony Rotolo, who I often recall with in the Kingology and other shows. He little joke. He said, "There's this cool game I used to play called Pong." Pong's, but hasn't the creator Pong died recently? Actually,
probably. Pong is pushing, I think, 50 years now.
Yeah, I remember Pong. And then we got some feedback from Bruce Hannon, who left us a lot of feedback last time. Great feedback too. Thank you, Bruce. And I've got him a few times, but I'm going to sort of mention his first one. He says, "I'm going to leave comment on Sunday after I've caught the big news on E3." So this was 5 days ago. So, this was quite at the beginning, near the beginning of E3. In the meantime, I want to get into to get in the spirit. It is my top 5 games of all time. So maybe we can comment on these. Number 1, Final Fantasy VII on the PS1. Okay. I never played that.
Yeah, I've got it on PS4. I've been enjoying it for what I play. Now, a couple of years ago, they did announce a remake of Final Fantasy VII, and it looked really good. But we haven't heard anything since they announced it. So.
Shame. And nothing came out of E3 on that.
Yeah. No. Well, there was one thing pertaining to Final Fantasy, but I'll talk about it later. So.
Yeah,
it's not an actual Final Fantasy game, but I'll talk about it.
Okay, his number 2 is Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast. I've never heard of Shenmue 2.
I believe that a port of that may have gotten announced.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's good news for Bruce if that's the case. Number 3, Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4.
Okay, nothing in regards to that. So
I've played that, and it was all right. I found it okay, but I kind of trailed off and stopped. Intended to go back, but never did. I think I got caught on a particularly difficult puzzle. I remember being in, like, not a cave, but some sort of underground area, and you had to, like, work out things, and I just kind of got bored and just stopped. So, shame. But I'm glad you like it, Bruce, so that's cool. Number 4, GTA San Andreas on the 360.
Okay.
Well, GTA is one of those you either like or you don't, and I don't mind it, but I kind of feel like I'd rather be shooting bad guys than beating up hookers.
Yeah.
Things like that. Number 5 is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Nintendo 64. Legendary game, that one is, really, isn't it? Yeah.
I've been trying to play it, but I can't get past one of the early friggin' bosses.
That's so annoying. That's so annoying.
One of the people I live with is a massive Zelda fan. The thing is, that boss is so, like, bullshit that even he's like, I'm not even going to comment on that.
Wow. Yeah, fair enough. Isn't there some Legend of Zelda on the Switch as well now?
Yep, I think it was a couple of years ago now, they put out Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is apparently one of the greatest, like, free, like, open world RPGs ever now. Is widely considered. So
right. I'll keep it. I don't know if this is hype, but I keep hearing little snippets from people talking about E3, and there's some talk saying the Switch is now considered the best console, which kind of surprised me.
I'm going to be saving up for a Switch.
You want a Switch, so they are that good, right? I really like the fact you can play portable as well, but on a relatively big screen. I mean, I used to have a Vita, but it just got too small for me, and it's like too fiddly. Whereas the Switch is a good old size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty big, and the controllers are surprisingly good. Like, especially considering they're, like, tiny. They're, like, small, about as you know, you have that. Is it an Amazon Fire remote?
Yes.
They're about that size.
Wow, yeah, because you can,
and they're so
each user, you can play with 2 people, and each one has one controller, and the other has, like, the other controller, right?
Yeah, it works surprisingly well, because like, even when you're just holding one of them, it's the right size where your hands will sort of, like, lock, for me at least. They lock, and it's not, like, a bit of a chore to hold it in, because it's basically like a little block.
Yeah.
But that could be, like, really uncomfortable to hold.
Yeah, that might annoy me. I'm not until I play it. I wouldn't know. Anyway, carrying on with Bruce. Bruce did actually have a little bit more on this. He says, because I also mentioned I'll probably be talking about Far Cry 5, which I might do. I'm not sure yet. I've certainly talked about the DLC, but he says, oh yeah, I love Far Cry 5, he says. It's the first Far Cry game I've played. And I only borrowed it, so he hasn't done the DLC stuff. So, Far Cry 5 is a very solid game. In fact, you know what? I'm going to talk about it a bit. If that's all right. Far Cry 5, I have already talked about this on the podcast. It is a good game. Now, with my season pass for Far Cry 5, I actually got the pre-release, as it were, version of the Far Cry 3 Classic that's coming out again. Which the downside of it for me is it felt just like the Far Cry 3 I've already played. Exactly the same. It didn't feel better graphics to me or anything like that. But what it did do is reminded me how good Far Cry 3 is. There's something about Far Cry 3 that they haven't quite got again in Far Cry 4 and 5. There's some bullshit elements, like you have to climb up towers, which is a bit annoying and stuff like that. But there's something about Far Cry 3, they've just got the balance perfect, so it's very addictive. It's always like, oh look, if I just go over there and get this, I'll get onto this level. And that just keeps going and going and going in Far Cry 3 for certainly the first half of the game. And it's a really good looking and fun game, and they've got a really good villain in a character called Vaz. Bruce, I thoroughly recommend you try Far Cry 3. I know it might seem like, that's 2 versions old now. But
they did just announce the whole game as DLC for 5, didn't they?
Yes, for the season pass. The season pass. But I think it's coming out on its own again. They call it the Classic. And there's a few extra things in it, which I don't remember seeing before. But I haven't actually engaged with those. I've been just playing the vanilla game. It's super addictive, and it's a good, fun game. And certainly the first half of it really keeps you chugging along. It kind of slows down a bit. Once you've got all the good stuff, you're kind of then playing what you've already played, so it kind of doesn't quite engage you as much, but it is good. So anyway, Far Cry 3 is a definite recommend, but I will say this new one, the so-called Far Cry 3 Classic, feels exactly the same as the game you could have bought years ago. To me it does. Anyway, let's get back to E3. What else you got?
Okay, so I think I'll move on to the Microsoft announcements, because they had they had a huge show. They did I think it was 2 hours. They announced something like 50 games. It was ridiculous.
Let's give us a few highlights.
Okay, so they announced new Halos.
Right.
Well, a new Halo, a new bunch of Gears of War games.
You like Gears of War, don't you?
Yeah, Gears of War was pretty good. I never really got into it. I only played the first one.
Oh, okay. There's 3, right?
There's 4 at the moment, and they're going to be adding 3.
Wow.
So they got Gears 5. They've
Okay.
got Gears Tactics, which is an XCOM-like game.
Oh, okay.
And there's also Pop Funko Gears, which is
Gears.
a version of Gears of War with Pop Funko figures. And that's all we know.
Well,
and that's
they'll be
all I really want to know.
collectibles, won't they? I'll bet.
Yep. No, well, they're probably already collectibles.
Yeah.
But, okay, so they announced new Forza Horizon. They showed gameplay footage of the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts is apparently a big thing, but I only ever see people complaining about how goofy the story is. Because it's Kingdom Hearts is Disney crossed over with Final Fantasy.
Okay, well that seems alright.
Yeah.
It's like that sort of
It's
thing.
weird. But they announced new Crackdown, Metro, etc. games.
Metro's been around for years.
It's been around since 2008.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's based on an old Soviet book.
Right.
But which I have read, it was pretty good. But the games that they really put proper focus on was Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice from Software, which is the game I think they showed a teaser for it at the Game Award show last year, and it was literally just what looked like a forearm or lower leg bone, that 2-bone structure on a thing with a coil of wire between them, and then it just started shuddering, and that was the teaser. And it's what on earth is that? They've announced it. It's a samurai game where you're trying to save your lord who's been kidnapped, and demons have started to get in the way. And you're in the process of the lord being kidnapped, your arm has been cut off, and this weird old guy has replaced it with this bone thing.
Okay.
And you can use it as trick weapon. So they've shown a pop out axe, an umbrella that can work as a shield, one of those big sort of Japanesey style umbrellas.
Yeah.
A grappling hook, so you can launch yourself about the level and grab onto larger enemies. An axe, I think I may have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Actually, this sort of explosive gas sprayer.
Okay.
And a cannon.
Sounds like James Bond.
Yeah, it's very cool looking, because all the combat we've seen is amazing. The only problem people really have is it's done by Activision, who fairly notoriously loot box their games.
Right.
Because it seems like it's going to be single player. They're not. I doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the other big announcement was Cyberpunk 2077, new game from CD Projekt Red, the people who made The Witcher and The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a game based on an old tabletop board game called Cyberpunk 2020. But it's Blade Runner, but instead of replicants, cyborgs. And that's about all we know about it, really. They showed a really cool trailer showing people detaching their mouths so they could put makeup on, and
Weird.
that sort of it's that sort of level of cybernetic integration.
Okay.
And that's all we really know about it. It looks really cool.
Was there any Microsoft stuff about, I don't know, PC and the Xbox One. Is there a new Xbox coming?
Yeah, they announced that they were working on the next Xbox console.
Well, everyone kind of knows that, right?
Yeah.
They've got an idea of when they might... Is that 2020 or something?
Nah, they've just said that they're working on it.
Oh, no dates, right, okay.
Yeah, there was also specifically a PC gaming show.
Oh, okay. Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched that.
Okay.
It was okay. But and last thing I kind of want to mention is that there was an anime fighting game called Jump Force.
Okay.
Which had they showed off Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece, but they also hinted at Death Note, which is hugely popular.
Yeah.
So
Death Note, right? Okay.
yeah, don't know how that would work because it's apparently a fighting game, and Death Note is lots of people outsmarting each other.
You've had. I remember you playing some anime kind of games in the like Naruto, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I played Naruto games. The Ultimate Ninja Storm series.
I've got an old Afro Samurai game I could play on the 360.
Yeah,
I think it's from the Xbox before the 360 as well. I could be wrong there. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's talk a bit more about what I've been doing. I've been playing God of War, which I've already talked about on other podcasts, but on previous shows, comfy chair shows. But it's still ongoing. I'm still kind of picking up and playing it. I'm just taking my time, and it keeps going and going and going, and it's kind of fun. It is a fun game. I sometimes get a bit disorientated where I am in the world, and sometimes it feels like I could really do with fast travel here because you're wandering around a bit. But man, it does look really nice on the PS4 on a big screen. So I'm gonna just carry on recommending God of War. When I've done it, I think I'm gonna go back to God of War 3, which I bought years ago and never played.
Yeah, okay, they're very different games.
Yeah, but even so, I still want to... I kind of know... Yeah, I was expecting... I've seen God of War on videos, so I kind of know what to expect. So the new one is kind of a lot more deep and immersive and more like you're in a film than those old God of War... button mashing God of War. But I kind of want to have a go at the old button mashing God of War as well when I'm done, I think. So, that's cool. Right, back to you.
Okay, now I think I'll talk about the. There's lots of. I'll talk about the Nintendo.
Come on, tell us about Nintendo.
Okay, so they announced a new mech fighting game. Well, it might be a fighting game. All we've seen is there's mechs flying about and shooting things called Demon X Machina.
Okay, nice name.
Yeah, they've announced new Pokemon games called Pokemon Let's Go.
Right.
Which integrates with the phone game. You get it on Switch, and it can link up with the phone game Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And you can transfer Pokemon back and forth, so you can train them up in Go as you're walking about, and then play with them on Pokemon Go.
Cool. That's a
Pokemon
very.
Let's Go.
That feels like an ecosystem of games, doesn't it? That's kind of interesting.
It's pretty cool. They announced new DLC for a bunch of games. They announced that Fortnite, which is a very popular battle royale shooter, is coming to it. And they also announced Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is something I'm kind of excited about.
Yeah.
Which is Smash Bros. Game, and they put the big line for it is everyone is there.
Yeah.
So they have 68 characters in this. So they're all.
Sorry, is this for Switch?
Yeah, this is for Switch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah,
so Switch is
good. Yeah, Switch has got a party game. Now it's got something competitive, so you can really go for it. They can really go for the esports market now. Right. But Smash Bros. They've got. This is what I was talking about when they said they have something for Final Fantasy VII later on, because Cloud's in it. Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
Okay,
is in it.
I've got. Sorry, go on.
Snake from Metal Gear is in it.
Ooh.
They've got all sorts. They've got Sonic. Do you know what Smash Bros. Is?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that.
He's not in it. No.
Okay.
Well, he's not been announced. People think he's probably going to be in it.
Okay.
But it's basically all the Nintendo IPs kind of get in on a fighting game.
Yeah.
So you
good.
fight on. Yeah, it's really fun to watch, and it's very good for party play.
Yeah, that sounds alright. Yeah,
because you can have up to 8 characters, so a lot of people can get involved. So it's really fun.
Yeah. Now I have got one more game to talk about, but I've also got quite a bit of feedback from Bruce again. And I'm trying to. I think this might be an appropriate time to go through Bruce's, because basically what he's done is his top 5 moments from E3 and his biggest disappointment. So that might be kind of cool. It might cut across some stuff you haven't talked about yet, but we can go into it as it mentioned. Right. So his top 5 moments from E3. Number 5 is Anthem, which you've already talked about, right?
I mentioned that. It looks pretty good.
He says it's on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, which I didn't realise.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not really into multiplayer online-only story games. However, BioWare and EA look like they've spent a great deal of thought into this one, and I was pretty impressed by the gameplay and look. It's probably one of the most likely games I will pass on. Hold on. One of the most I will pass on, opposed to Halo Infinite and Cyberpunk 2077. However, just looking at it, I wish I was more sociable in my game playing. I'm with you. Well, I'm a very solitary game player. I'm not a big one for multiplayer games. The only exception to that is I quite like Borderlands with friends. I think that works well, but I'm not. I prefer just playing solo games myself, so fair enough. His number 4 moment was The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
That was something that got announced. That looked pretty good. It was like it was basically it might have been a point and click sort of style thing about a kid sort of playing, and it's got real life subtext. So the kid is Captain Spirit, and he's like playing with his toys who are being villains and like other heroes in his little adventures. But there's a subtext of his dad is an alcoholic, not in like a violent way. It's just that when they show footage of him outside of his little play world, there's a lot of beer bottles about, and his dad's still very loving, but there's a lot of beer bottles about.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
He also mentions that this game is going to be 100% free, and it comes out on the 26th of June.
Yeah, it comes out this year.
So
26th in this year.
So it's imminent, right?
Yeah.
His number 3 top moment was Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah, that was something Sony announced. It's a samurai sort of emotional.
Yeah.
I'm starting to call them emotional fighters.
Yeah.
Like the likes of God of War, Last of Us.
Doing that really well at the minute.
Yeah. Because what the footage we got shown was a set like the samurai. I assume he's the main character, rescuing a monk, and then the person he was working with, who he was trying to egg him on to like leave the monk behind. Yeah. Goes to kill the monk, and he has to fight him. And it's got this super sad music. It's set around the Mongol invasion of Japan.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's right, and that's a PS4 exclusive, so that's cool. The next one, now this one interests me, I have to say. Number 2, Spider-Man, a PS4 exclusive.
That looked really good, because it was basically Spider-Man getting beaten up by most of the Sinister Six.
Yeah, and what he's saying is, all his new enemies are cool. Who doesn't want to play that? He says, the trailer reminded me of the Batman Arkham games in style, particularly when you fight, which is great. I love the Arkham games. I still rate Arkham Asylum as one of the best games for me. You know, I really like Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the others, but Arkham Asylum, which is the first one, and, you know, it's quite dated now. I really like it. Overall, it looks pretty slick, and it's nice to see a proper Marvel game, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Number 1, this was also on my radar, even though I wasn't really paying attention to E3. This number 1 was Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Resident Evil 2. PS4 and Xbox One, right? Whoa.
Yeah. That was pretty good. We got a nice trailer of first-person rat footage.
Yeah.
It was like sort of shown from the perspective of a rat watching everything go on.
Okay.
And then as the main character was fighting a zombie, he pushed over a shelf onto the rat, and then it like moved away.
Okay.
And we saw like actual stuff, and it looked kind of cool, which keeps reminding me that I need to play the remake of the first game.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, the graphics are all I haven't seen any.
Oh yeah,
of this.
it looked pretty.
Yeah.
It looked really pretty and gruesome.
Yeah. So Bruce said, "I never expected it." So this was a surprise announcement. Then.
Yeah, it was an announcement. People were kind of because there's been like a few players the animal like wandering about games.
Okay.
So I was kind of expecting it to be one of them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So
Okay. And then he goes on to say he was blown away by it. Leon looked a bit different, but I still knew it was Leon. And despite the updated graphics, I could still tell it's Resident Evil 2. And we only have to wait until January for its release. So that's cool. So 6 months away, that is. Cool.
Yeah.
And then finally we get to his biggest disappointment, which is something you've already mentioned, which is no Final Fantasy VII remake info whatsoever. He's thinking it. Bruce is saying he thinks it's never going to happen. Shame on you, Square Enix, for not putting us out of our misery. So is that the software house, Square Enix?
Square Enix is the producers of that.
Yeah,
maybe the developers. I think so, but we ticked it off as one of our. We do a bingo of the series, the E3.
Yeah.
So one of the ones we usually have is Forgotten Game, and we just crossed off Forgotten Game when they didn't announce anything about Final Fantasy VII remake. So it's unfortunate, but.
He had one other disappointment, which is something tied to what you said, actually. He said, as last one, as Sam mentioned, Fallout 76 is an online multiplayer game only, and that's put a downer on it for him. He was kind of looking forward to it being a single player, it sounds like. Because the original teaser did make it clear, he says.
Yeah. It's a bit... It could be a shame. It could be really good, but... We don't know how much it'd be.
It just depends, yeah.
How much how online it is. Like, if you could just turn that off and be done with it.
Just wander around.
But because it looks like a really cool world to begin with. There's giant sloth mutants.
Nice.
It's ridiculous.
Nice.
There's everything. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. They almost it looks like an American football jersey as the 76, don't they? That's what it looked to me, anyway.
Now, the thing people were kind of hyped about is this is the first time that they've used 70s music in Fallout instead of...
Okay, well, 50s. That's... unfortunately, Guardians of the Galaxy...
People are kind of ooh, are they doing something, really new? And they are, so...
yeah. Interesting that, because I really think they cornered the market on the 40s and 50s music, right? Because it was so distinct. It was one of the unique selling points for Fallout, wasn't it? Really, that kind of music. Yeah, and I like it. I really like it.
They used the song West Virginia because the whole thing's set in West Virginia. They use it so well in the trailer.
Nice.
Seriously, go and watch the trailer. It's amazing.
Okay.
In fact, just watch the announcement because Todd Howard has been he completely knocked it out of the park this year. Even I think at one point he even just said "fuck Hitler," and he isn't part of the Wolfenstein team, so he just walked out and basically swore "fuck Hitler" and carried on with what he was doing.
Okay, so, cool.
I don't think I mentioned there's a new Doom game coming out at some point.
You did briefly mention with the Wolfenstein.
Doom Exodus.
I have to say, I do still play that Doom game. The Doom game's really good, but I find it thoroughly exhausted because it's so frenetic. It's really, really exciting, but about half an hour of it, I'm kind of worn out. Because you just have to keep running and looking and running.
The announcement, the way they announced it was they put a bit of a pan round and then Doom guy shooting to people, and then it just said, "Are you ready for hell on earth?" and carried on. Which is going to be, if I remember, Hell on Earth had some ridiculously difficult levels, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be good, right? So that's it for our feedback. I've got one more game to talk about. Have you got any more E3 stuff?
I've got 3 more presentations.
All right, well, go on.
I might drop the PC gaming one because they kind of just went over old stuff. They didn't really announce that much new stuff for I think it was 2.5 hour show that they did. It was really long, but they didn't announce that much. The 2 things that did really strike me as fun was Satisfactory, which was a No Man's Sky-ish kind of game where you slowly set up a factory.
Okay.
And 2 Point Hospital, which is apparently a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital.
Oh, I like Theme Hospital.
Looks really fun. It's got the same sort of goofy illnesses, so you can get one of the things they did talk about was monobrow disease.
Okay.
Where the patient's monobrow will grow excessively and then eventually fall off.
Wow.
And you have to like hunt them down as rats.
Wow. So they're like little crawly creatures. Nice.
Yeah, they like slither about.
I might be presuming some you're already going to talk about, but was there a Rockstar presentation?
No, there was not.
So nothing about Red Dead. Nothing about Red Dead.
No new Red Dead information. So
okay, that's a shame. That's the one game I'm looking forward to the whole year. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
Yeah, and then the Sony one. We kind of spoken about a lot of the stuff,
didn't you? Yeah.
And they also showed Last of Us 2 gameplay, which was really good. What else did they do? Death Stranding, the Hideo Kojima game, which I think.
How did that look?
It looked okay, but we didn't see much of it.
Was there women in bikinis in it?
No.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Because it's like it's difficult to explain because I don't know really. There's nothing concrete about anything. It's just it's kind of a stealth game, but the opponents are in like a different reality. So you have to like hold your breath and stuff and all this weird sort of stuff to avoid them, but they can't see you. So you can be like within feet of them and they won't do anything. But if you die, there's a huge explosion, which apparently stays on the world map.
Oh, wow.
And it's got Norman Reedus in it.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Hence his nickname of Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus from the first trailer, which had Norman Reedus waking up on a beach covered in dead sea life and just finding a baby. And every trailer has had the baby in it somewhere.
Weird.
So yeah, Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus. Hideo Kojima also did his like big series was Metal Gear. So I think you might want to keep an eye on this game because it's like you really into Metal Gear 5.
I do.
Metal Gear Solid.
Not a fan of much else of it because I've only played it on the Vita and the controls didn't quite work. That the gameplay felt terrible on the Vita, so I kind of haven't. But I haven't gone back and tried anything else on one of the main consoles. Okay. I might do it at some point, but yeah.
I can definitely say 3 and 4 are really good. I've not played 1 and 2.
I've also played the little one that came out, not Phantom Pain, but the other one. That one's okay.
Ground Zeroes.
That was all right. But was it called? Shadow Pain? I can't remember now.
Phantom Pain is the big one.
Yeah, that's really good. That's good fun, attaching goats to balloons and stuff like that. I have got one more game to talk about.
Okay.
It's not a particularly new one. However, it's a sequel or some DLC for it. Was announced at E3, so it's kind of relevant. It's one I kept meaning to get, and I just thought, to hell with it, I'm going to get this. It's Cuphead.
Yeah,
which is a Xbox game.
It's PC, and I think it's on PS4 too.
Is it on PS4?
Might be. I'm not sure.
It's kind of a cross. It's basically it looks like a Disney or 30s cartoon from the like harmonizing.
It's like
studio.
Fleischer sort of thing.
Yeah, Fleischer cartoons. But essentially, you're just wandering around a little place, and then you're getting sucked into boss battles, and that's it. Really, it's almost like little mini challenges where you're doing boss battles, and they are tough. They are properly tough. And it was fun. And usually, I hate tough games. I hate them. Hate them because I think, what's the point of that? Just getting aggravated. I just want to be running around doing fun stuff. But this is a lot of fun. And bizarrely, I was thinking this is almost like Disney meets Dark Souls. Because they're like super.
Everyone's described it as a Dark Souls thing.
Is it? I didn't know. I honestly hadn't read that.
You got bit by the bug. I'll give you Dark Souls, and you'll be playing it next.
Yeah, I have to say I was looking at Dark Souls on the Xbox Arcade or whatever it's called today, and it's on sale. It's like £12. So thinking, but I just think it'll be aggravating to me.
Do it.
I like the board game, but so Cuphead was a lot of fun, and I recommend it. I'm obviously not going to get the DLC, until I've at least finished the first one, and if I still want more after that, I might get it then. But I'm very, very happy with that buy. Cuphead was a lot of fun, and it is something you can only buy online, right? You can't go in a shop.
Yeah, there's no physical.
No, it's one of the arcade games, but it's a really good one. The music's great. The fake scratched film interludes are great to make it look more cartoony.
All the little music.
The music's great.
The music actually won. I think it won an award for.
I'm not surprised. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's got almost like Steamboat Willie.
Oh, it got nominated, but it won Best Art Direction, Best Indie, Best
Great art direction.
game.
Yeah, it deserves those awards. It really is a good, fun game. Really enjoyed Cuphead. So,
it did win a British Academy Games Award.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great. Oh, it's a British game as well. Awesome. That's great. Then.
Well, it won a game from the British Academy.
Oh, all right. Okay. So that's my game. I mean, up to date now. For me, is there any more E3 news?
Okay, so the main there is Square Enix, but they didn't really announce anything. Right. The new thing they really announced was Captain Spirit, and we kind of talked about that. The other thing was Ubisoft, and they announced new versions for Just Dance, Trials, and The Crew, which was new Assassin's Creed game. They seem to have dropped the stuff.
Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey is set in Greece, and you can pick your protagonist. So you got a guy who I can't remember the name of, and a girl, Cassandra, who they demonstrated. And apparently there's like a romance thing you can do, and there's really funny video of her awkwardly trying to flirt with a woman. So
wow, I have to tell you, I still haven't really played much Assassin's Creed at all. I've played the training thing and Assassin's Creed 1 twice through, but it's so long it annoyed me, and I didn't carry on playing the game. And I've done it twice. However, because of when you're on like Microsoft and PS4 networks, you get free games, don't you? So I've accrued about 6 or so Assassin's Creed games that I still haven't played, and I'm just. And I keep meaning at some point I'm going to engage and actually play one. And I think the one I've got a few earlier versions, but the one I'm probably going to start with is Black Sails.
Yeah,
that
Black Flag is a good one.
Black Flag.
Yeah, particularly because they announced a game quite a while ago, actually, but they've shown gameplay footage of it called Skull and Bones, which is basically they took Black Flag and they took the Assassin's Creed out of it.
Oh, so, essentially it's the same then, right?
Yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So
I'll be doing something like Assassin's Creed at some point. I just got to figure out when. I've got God of War to play. I want to play Red Dead Redemption through again before the Red Dead 2 comes out. I really like that game, apart from there's a few goofy missions, but otherwise it's a very solid game mostly. Okay, so we're about done on the E3, do you think?
Yep.
Cool. All right then. Well, so there's our game special. A bit of a change of pace for us, but we'll be back on the films next time. So anyway, okay, so bye from me.
Bye.
We'd like to hear from our listeners at The Good, The Bad and The Odd, so if you have any thoughts on this week's topic or anything else movie or TV related, drop us a line at info@thegoodthebadandtheodd.com. Written or MP3 attached, we like both. We're available on Stitcher, iTunes and as an RSS feed. Just go to www.thegoodthebadandtheodd.com for links to these. Also, feel free to come chat with us by joining our Facebook group on www.facebook.com/groups/The Good, The Bad and The Odd, all as one word. Thanks for listening, and until next time on The Good, The Bad and The Odd.